Hey everyone, Haruta here. Today I'm covering a local AI tool that generates music. MiniMax Music 3. When it comes to AI music, Suno AI is probably the famous one, but this one you download and run on your own machine. Which means the music is completely free. It only came out in August. It's the music version of MiniMax H3. Today, I'm putting it through its paces and comparing it head to head with Suno AI. So I hope this helps. On this channel, I cover image, video and music AI, tools that feed into creative work, and I actually test them. If that sounds good, hit subscribe. Alright, let's get into it. So today it's MiniMax Music 3. I'm installing this free music AI onto my RTX 3090. This thing has been blowing up on X lately, so I went and dug into what it can actually do. Here's the 30-second summary. First, it's 0 yen. It runs locally, so it's free. The longest full track in one generation is about 5 minutes. And it launched on August 13th, so it's brand new. Basically something like Suno AI that you can run locally. Quality is a different story though. So what it can and can't do, you can feed it lyrics and have it sing and tag sections like verse and chorus like other music AIs. You can also specify genre, instruments, vocal tone, style, genre, BPM, instruments, all of that. Japanese vocals are supported, but it gets a maybe, not a yes. From what I read, it's not very stable, so that's one thing I want to test today. Then instrumental tracks. No vocals, just instruments. That one's also a maybe. A lot of people on X say it doesn't work, so I'll test that too. Covers, can't do those. No extending a track either, and no stems, no splitting vocals from instruments, just the basics. It's free, so I can't complain. Now here's what people online get wrong. They say you need 2 GPUs to run it. You don't, and I think I can prove that today. Also, setting 5 minutes doesn't guarantee 5 minutes. It cuts off partway through. Apparently that's not a bug. Alright, let's start testing. First, the install onto my RTX 3090. I'm gonna have Claude Code handle it, just like that. Set this up so I can use it in ComfyUI on this PC. That's all it takes. Now it just runs. Compared to MiniMax H3 or RTX 2.5, the model is smaller, so it shouldn't take too long, and done. So about 20 minutes and it's done. And we got an error. Windows has this feature called Smart App Control, and on newer PCs it can block local AI. Let's turn that off. No idea why it triggered here. Open the Smart App Control setting. Here it is, switched on. Apparently it goes from evaluation mode to on by itself based on Windows' own judgment. That's by design. So if you hit the same thing, turn it off right here. Done. The terminal comes up, starts the server automatically, and launches ComfyUI. Let's do this the usual way. Click templates, type MiniMax into the search, and there it is. MiniMax Music 3 right there. Click on that. And there we go. MiniMax Music 3 is ready to use. First, this caption field up here. This is like the style box in Suno AI. You describe what kind of track you want in English, BPM, mood, that sort of thing. Then lyrics down here. You write intro, verse, that kind of thing, and tagging it seems to help the AI understand. Whether Japanese works here, we'll test that later. Next, max duration, the length of the track. If you put 60 seconds, you don't necessarily get 60 seconds, which makes sense. It depends on the song, so it's roughly 60 seconds. Then the MiniMax Music 3 model itself is listed here. Don't touch this, leave it as is. And there's tiled decode, which is apparently a memory saving mode. It's a switch for GPUs with less VRM. Turned on, it saves memory but runs slower with some risk of seams in the audio. In my case, off is fine, so let's go with off. On an RTX 3090, off is the recommendation. But I'll try it on later too. Alright, let's give it a shot. I'll paste in the caption and lyrics from the template and ask Claude to write me a song following that example. I want to see the generation time first. So let's set the length to 3 minutes. And I'll have the lyrics written in English this time, something K-pop flavored. Alright, the caption and lyrics are ready. For the caption, the genre is K-pop girl crush style. 128 BPM, and it's written out the verse, the chorus, all of it. Vocals, a confident female lead, and the lyrics are structured like this. Looks like it's copying the structure from the template. Let's just run it. Paste the caption in, pasted the lyrics in, and duration 3 minutes, so 180. Change it to 180 seconds and all that's left is hitting run. So how long will this take with Suno AI? It'd be about a minute. How long does MiniMax Music 3 take? And there it is. Wow, that took forever. 13 minutes and 41 seconds. Let's have a listen. I won't play the whole thing, just one phrase.
Yeah, you know what it is. Turn it up, let's go. Yeah, cold eyes, camera flash, I don't blink at all. He's on the runway, watch the empire fall. Talk is cheap, I let the baseline speak. Car never slips when I walk down the street. They said slow down, I hit ignition twice. Venom in the verse, but the smile's on nice. Level up, breaking through the wall. I wasn't born to follow, I was born to call.
So that's what we got. It's basically just bass drums, the rhythm section. Is it K-pop? I'm not sure, but the time really is brutal. 820 seconds. Just to be safe, let's run the same thing through Suno AI. Same lyrics in the lyrics box, same caption in the style box. Let's see what we get. Suno AI took 2 minutes, but one generation gives you 2 tracks in different styles. And about 10 to 20 seconds after you hit create, you can already start listening. Fully finished, spinner gone, took 2 minutes. Let's hear a chorus.
Yeah, you know what it is. Turn it up, let's go. Yeah. Cold eyes, camera flash, I don't blink at all. Heels on the runway, watch the empire fall. Talk is cheap, I let the baseline speak. Crown never slips when I walk down the street. They say
Yeah, Suno AI is just on another level. The depth of the sound, the number of instruments, there's synth in there, and the vocals. Suno AI is incredible. I shouldn't even be comparing them. Free versus paid, of course, is different. Next, Japanese. So 3 minutes took way too long, so I've dropped it to 60 seconds. I'll swap out the lyrics and change the caption too. Duration 60 seconds. By the way, I skipped over this, the audio save section here. You can pick the format. I'm not sure how you say it, but there's FLAC and Opus. Opus isn't much different from MP3. FLAC gives you relatively good quality. You can also set quality. That's the bitrate. That's how much audio information you keep per second. Bigger number, higher quality file. If you care about audio quality, 320k is the one. I'll leave it as is. Let's test the Japanese lyrics. The duration is a third of before, so simple math says about 5 minutes. Let's wait. Whoa, that was fast. 30 seconds. Generation time dropped hard. Let's have a listen.
翼はなくても空はつかめるさ何度転んでも
Wait, it's over? It's over. I wanted to see if the Japanese came out right, but it stopped partway. So it didn't fill the minute. It doesn't actually fit the song into the minute you asked for. And it won't go longer than that either. So if the lyrics are long, it just gets chopped off. If the lyrics were really short, say you set duration to 180 with these lyrics, it would build within 180 and cut off whatever doesn't fit. So you want to set the duration on the long side. Got it, got it. Keep that in mind. Same lyrics, same style, over in Suno AI. And this one came out around 30 seconds. Short lyrics. So Suno AI made 56 seconds and it took under a minute. Yeah, that's it. Suno AI really is good. Let's try instrumental. Next test. Can it make instrumental tracks? Instruments only, no vocals. This is from X, but you put just the instrumental tag in the lyrics box. And for the caption, you write out your specs, but always start with instrumental only, no vocals, no singing, no voice. That's supposed to get you an instrumental. Let's try 30 seconds. Alright, let's hit generate on this. Fast, about 60 seconds. Let's listen. Is it instrumental? Instrumental it is. Super simple but no vocals in there. Maybe because the duration was short. Alright, let's change it to 60. Run and done. 60 seconds. Let's listen. Oh no good. It only made 33 seconds. Why? Maybe the caption. Let's listen. It still didn't give me 60 seconds. Maybe because there was only one lyric tag. So next I stretched the lyrics out. Intro, instrumental, solo, instrumental, outro. 5 tags should do it and done. This one took just under 2 minutes. And it made a full minute. Let's check if it's actually instrumental. It made a minute, but it ends in a really awkward spot, so the real track was probably longer. My guess is each tag adds about 30 seconds. Anyway, instrumental works. That's the test. I'm out of time today, so let's wrap up. With a summary, I installed it on my RTX 3090 and it ran without problems. I made 5 tracks. For the Japanese vocal track, I set the length to 60 seconds and got roughly 60 seconds, but it cut off partway. The lyrics were long, so I probably needed to set a minute and a half or 2 minutes to fit it all. Generation time was 131 seconds, just over 2 minutes. Compared to Suno AI, that's about 3 times longer. And comparing them, Suno AI is at a high level. The track overall, sure, but also with local generation, once you set the length, it won't go past it. At 180 seconds, it probably would have finished. With lyrics that long, you'd get about 90 seconds. The first track I made, the English K-pop one with vocals, I set the length to 180 seconds and the finished track was 2 minutes 31. That one did fit inside 2:31, but the generation time was brutal, 13 minutes 42. Suno AI did it in 2 minutes, so that's 6 or 7 times longer. That's the gap. I know I shouldn't compare them. Suno AI is overwhelmingly better, but MiniMax Music 3 is free. Things I noticed, as I said. Max duration is only a ceiling. What you get scales with the length of the lyrics, and if it falls short, it gets cut off. Instrumentals did work. Put the instrumental tag in and you get one, but with a single tag, you'll probably only get 30 seconds or so. If you want a longer instrumental, get creative and add more tags. That's about it. I compared it with Suno AI here, but there's also AC Step, which has been around a while. Another local music generation AI. Looking at this chart, it's quite a bit worse than MiniMax, but I'd like to compare those two next. The other thing I'm curious about, combining MiniMax Music 3 with MiniMax Music H3, the video generation 1. Apparently gets great results. I'll test that too. That's everything for today, but last thing, the usual prompt giveaway. If you want to build the same setup I have, I've published the URL, so paste it into Claude Code or Codex and run it. Get all kinds of AI running locally. For the prompt URL, check the description below. That's it for today. So MiniMax Music 3, depending on how you use it, it's pretty solid, but it doesn't quite reach the quality of Suno AI. But it's completely free and it's fast. One track doesn't take that long. I think it's genuinely usable, so install it on your machine and go play with it. Next time I'm comparing MiniMax Music 3 with AC Step 1.5, I think it was. So check that one out too. See you next time. Bye bye.